race fans, and welcome once again to the Virginia iRacing League. It's the second round of the short track truck series, the Safety Queen 165, part of the final five playoffs, coming to you live here at Rice Motorsports TV. I tell you, man, we've been having so much fun here in the playoffs, and I mean, there has been thrills and spills, a lot of unexpected things happening. Well, I tell you, action on the track, off the track, you name it. And boy, we're going to see what happens tonight, see what the Bullring offers us here. And of course, we'll give a shout out to our broadcast sponsor, JS Design, the official paint shop of Rice Motorsports TV. Now, the playoff opener for the trucks here, Paul Bajanic. I tell you, he's kind of running away with this championship. He got the nice win there, and boy, also bagged the fastest lap. I think he got the pole position as well, so he did the triple there, all the hat trick. And of course, his driver standings, man, over 200 points ahead of Kerry Bray. And you know what? I don't even see Kerry's not even here tonight. So, and who knows? I think Paul probably got it locked up because we still have three more. Well, say 4 races to go because this is only round number 2. But yeah, man, I tell you, that's a lot to overcome there. Ron Walters in the 3rd spot there, and Harold Rothery's here tonight. He's 244 points behind, and he's still, he snuck away from his summertime break and showing up here for his night. Good to see him out there racing, and so we'll see what happens here. Got a couple of minutes to go. And before we get going, let's take a look at our race info. Another beautiful night, 70 degree air temperature, 70 degree track temperature. And we've been doing the heat qualifying during the playoffs, 10-lap heat qualifying. They have a 40% fuel. They have 2 sets of tires tonight for 3 green-white checker attempts for 165 laps at this tight 0.34 mile facility. And as always, thank you for joining us here on Rice Motorsports TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you know every time we go live. And let's see how much time we got. We have exactly 1 minute to go before we get to the heat qualifying. So we'll take a quick moment to hear from our sponsor, and we'll be right back. You're watching the final 5 playoffs, round 2. Safety Queen 165 for the truck series here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we are back. The checkered flag is in the air. It is time to go qualifying. As the session now winds down to a halt and getting ready to load everything up for the qualifying session here. Very close times in those practice sessions there. Guys making their way out onto the track. Just about everybody's about ready to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting grid. Paul Bajanic, that he'll be leading them to the green flag for the start of the heat qualifier here. Oliver Stevens might side him on that first row. Terrell Rice and Mike Berg on row 2. Row 3 is Chris Page and Harold Rothery. Row 4 is Clay Rice and Matt Holden with, well, I'm not even supposed to be in there, but that's Sarah Oliver on row 5. And let me see if this Page button is working tonight. And no, I don't know why that's not working. I'm about to go check something there. But we also have Ashton Rice starting 11th, and Ron Walters actually starting shotgun on the field. And And I think we got the signal for the pace car to get going here. And he rolls off. Paul Bajanic, I tell you, he's been getting very used to spending a lot of time up at the front, folks. Rothery in that green #1 machine. Well, I tell you, he picked a heck of a track to come back to. I mean, this place is going to be tough. Not a whole lot of space. It doesn't take long to get around here either. Boy, I tell you, if you do green flag pit stops, expect to lose a couple of laps in the process. Ron Walters, shotgun on the field. Should be going green this time around. Lights are out on the pace car. Albajanic, he is just ready to go. There's pace car down on the pit. Uh-oh, little calamity here, folks. I think Paul Bajanic might have spun the tires, trying to get some heat into them. And boy, we've got a green flag anyway. It doesn't matter. Terrell Rice, he takes off running. And oh my goodness, that was crazy. Chris Page right there. Look at these three: Chris Page, Clay Rice, and the 33 there, Oliver Stevens, up on the high side. They're followed by Ashton Rice, Harold Rothery. He's in that 6th position. Boy, what in the world happened to Paul Bajanic? I think he literally just spun the tires as they're getting ready to get going. Terrell Rice, he starts lap number 3 there. Boy, he's got a pretty nice little lead too. Clay Rice in that 2nd position. Stevens 3rd. Harold Rothery. And he gets touched by the 15. You know, we're not going to have any caution. So, oh my goodness, what kind of night is this going to be? There's Paul Bajanic, the guy that was going to start, and they're going to, I tell you, this is going to be a real barn burner here tonight, folks. There's Ron Walters. He's trying to make his way up through the field. Oh my goodness. In this qualifying heat, giving them a little taste of what the race is going to be like. And they're really going to have to, whatever it is they're doing, they're going to have to rein it in a little bit because something's happening there. See Paul Bajanic, he got up against the wall. He's still going. But let's see, Ron Walters, he's in 7th position. Terrell Rice, he's out front. Well, he's been out front. And Clay Rice still in that 2nd position. Stevens 3rd. Ashton Rice 4th. Chris Page in that 5th spot. And where did somebody slow down? I thought I saw. Where's Ron Walters? He's back in 7th. He's battling there with Matt Holden. We're on lap 8. Paul Bajanic right behind him, literally trying to get his feet up under him after having a spin as they're getting ready to come to the green flag. I think Harold Rothery actually lost a lap in the process. He's still running, but he's showing dead last at the moment. Paul Bajanic trying to get the field under race conditions. Meanwhile, it's the white flag for the 98 Terrell Rice. So here we go, checkered flag in the air, and Rice will take that checkered flag and be on the pole position for the race start. Wow, who saw that coming? Absolutely nobody. That was crazy there. So there we go, folks, and so now the field is set, and that is just what it's going to be. And now we rolled over to the warm-up session, and maybe guys, they may go out there and turn a few laps as well and see if they can maybe see what they did wrong, or if they have adjust their offset or something, maybe a wheel setting. I don't know if the trucks are too loose or what, but man, this is going to be interesting to see. But anyway, while we get going here with the warm-up session, we'll go ahead and take another quick break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Final 5 playoffs, round number 2 for the Truck Series here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, getting close to the start of the race. We'll pause a moment here for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, folks, in about 15 seconds, checkered flag will be in the air. It'll be time to go racing. Well, I tell you, if you weren't here for the qualifying heat, you missed a little bit of a treat there. Paul Bajanic, he was going to be leading them to the green flag and spun the tires as they were coming in the middle of 3 and 4 to get going. And next thing you know, there was calamity everywhere and everybody got out of shape. So it really affected the qualifying heat and the starting order. But hey, that's where we are. So warm up is now over. Now we're rolling over to the race session. Waiting for the drivers to come out for the starting grid, making their way out onto the track. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting order here. And Terrell Rice, he will be leading them to the green flag. Oliver Stevens as starting second. Clay Rice third. Ashton Rice fourth. Chris Page rounds out the top 5 with Ron Walters sixth. Paul Bajanic starting 7th. Matt Holden in 8th. Mike Berg 9th. Sarah Oliver 10th. And Harold Rothery starting shotgun on the field in the 11th position. So, boy, I tell you, Ron Walters and Paul Bajanic, they're 6 and 7. They're right in the middle of the pack there. And Harold Rothery, he's at the tail end, so he'll be able to kind of have a bird's eye view of what's going on. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens as the pace car starts to roll off now. And I tell you, man, we just did not expect to see something like that. And they're coming around there for the formation lap. Ron Walters, and right there, there's Paul Bajanic. Boy, he was right. He got together with the 15 there of Chris Page, and so now it's take 2 here to try to see if he can get this thing straightened out. Now he's not at the start of the pack, at the head of the pack this time, so who knows? That might help him out a little bit, calm him down just a little bit here for the start. Making their way down the backstretch one final time before we get the green flag. Pace car down on pit road. All we need now is that green flag. We got a green flag, and round number 2 for the truck series is underway. All right, everybody getting away cleanly here. Chris Page just moving into that 3rd position. There's Paul Bajanic Ron Walters not too far behind him. Much better start now this time around. They're trying to make their way. I don't know if that curve got him or whatever it was, and he races on past the 15. He secures that third position. Page runs quite wide there, and I think Ron Walters, Harold Rothery also coming up. He's in the 6th position. Walters right there on his inside, trying to make their way up through the field. Harold Rothery now he's a little rusty. He's been out of town. You know, he's been gone for a minute, and he raced maybe a couple of weeks ago. I think it was I can't remember if it was the street stocks or the late models. It was one of them. I think he might have done a race a week or so ago, but he hasn't been able to be here. So, like I said earlier, boy, he sure picked the right track to come back. Going to give it a whirl out here tonight. And Paul Bajanic actually has already gotten up to the lead. Wow, that was quick. Paul Bajanic now, and boy, and I tell you, he has just been on fire this season. And that's something. Let's go back and look at that lead change right there. And this is Paul Bajanic getting by Terrell Rice. Clay Rice is the leader at the moment. Paul Bajanic, truck working good that time, and he just squeezes past the 12 to move into that lead position. And now he's off and running. Boy, 2.5 second gap already. Harold Rothery is battling with the 12 of Clay Rice for that 2nd position. It looks like he's doing okay. Looks like he will secure that 2nd spot. Ron Walters a little bit further back in the 5th position. He's 3rd in the standings, I believe, in the truck championship. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 240 points. Now, Ron, he did miss a few races, and so his championship dreams are, not that great at this point. He's missed a few races here and late models and street stock. So, he's here to have fun to race anyway. He doesn't care. But getting by the 98 there, Terrell Rice now into that 4th position. Taking a look at Harold Rothery. Oh, careful. Boy, this place is super tight. Ron thought better of it. He's like, nah, I better back out of there. That was almost a miracle. Trying to get close enough to the 12. He can just get by. And is he going to make that pass? And I think he will. Ron Walters now into that 3rd position. And he is clear of the Rice brothers there. Meanwhile, Harold Rothery running in that 2nd spot. He's 2.7, maybe 2.6 seconds behind Paul Bajanic. We're on lap 14 of 165. The gap, right now, the gap is staying around 2.6, 2.7 seconds. Paul Bajanic, and now he's in the lead, and boy, he is going to be coming up on some lap traffic very quickly. Look at this gaggle of trucks in front of him now, folks. So it is going to, and he is going to have to tiptoe through this field. While he's doing that, I'm sure that's going to allow Harold Rothery to catch up a little bit. So you just gotta wonder, how that's gonna pan out. There he is. There's Harold Rothery, not too far behind. And Harold Rothery has caught the tail end of the field. That's Matt Holden, number 25. He'll be the first one to go a lap down. Paul Bajanic being super careful. They're trying to get through. Sarah Oliver, he's a little boxed in there. Sarah Oliver up on the high side. Chris Page trying to get past the 15 truck. Oh, those curves are a little deceptive. You can drive over them, but boy, if you hit them wrong and upset that truck, then you're going for a ride you don't want to go for. And he does clear that little group of trucks right there. Just like that, Page, Oliver, and Holden are 1 lap down. And now he's getting close to the 45 there, Mike Berg. Let's see where Harold Rothery is. He's right behind these three lap vehicles at the moment. He's kind of boxed in there, trying to find his way through as well. Very tight quarters. Ron Walters a little bit further back. He's about almost 6 seconds behind Rothery. So Harold trying to find his way through. He's gotten past the 15 and the 78. I think you see the door opening for the 25. He's going to drive right through it. 25 did run a bit wide, so Harold Rothery does clear that group. Ron Walters a little bit further back. Still in the third position, and he's not even close to catching that trio of trucks that both Janik and Rothery have made it through. On lap 24 now, Paul Bajanic. I tell you, now this track is so short. Ron Walters need to get with the program. He's in third, but I tell you, he is actually almost half a lap down himself. So he'll have to pedal pretty hard. Now there's Paul Bajanic, and Ron Walters is right there, a good half a lap behind your leader. He's managing to stay ahead of the 12 there, Clay Rice, running in the fourth position. But right now, he's not really making headway on the leaders. The gap is about 9.5 seconds. So in a sense, he's holding Paul Bajanic off. But see, Paul Bajanic, he's got all that clean air right there. Now, Ron Walters does as well. But Paul, he's been turning some good laps. He hasn't come up on anyone yet. He's still a good 2.2 seconds before he catches fifth and sixth place Terrell Rice and Oliver Stevens. That Stevens just ahead. Now 30 laps into this 165 lap event, Paul Bajanic getting ever closer to another truck that will go a lap down. Harold Rothery 3.2 seconds behind the number 3. And now it's almost 3.5. So Paul Bajanic, he got those race start jitters out of him rather quickly. Harold Rothery not looking too bad. He's able to shake the cobwebs off relatively easily here. And where you see how short this track is, very short straightaways, and you know, tracks like this, it is really important to get into a good rhythm and just crank out those laps, hit your marks in the braking zones wherever your marks are, where you want to brake at, where you pick up the throttle. Being smooth and consistent. That one word, smooth, you hear that an awful lot in racing. Being smooth can equate to some good lap times. As Harold Rothery is trying to continue to do that. Behind him, Ron Walters. And still in that third spot. Now that's a lap car of Matt Holden, so that's not for position. Ron Walters just trying to make his way through the field. But he gets clear of the number 25. And Sarah Oliver, Chris Page ahead of him. Now the traffic isn't bunched up as tight as it was at the start of the race. Folks are starting to spread out a little bit, so that'll make getting by some of the trucks a little easier. Of course, no, the word easy, that's kind of a relative term there. But Ron Walters, he makes that look easy. Where's your leader, Paul Bajanic? Boy, I tell you, man, he is almost on the same straightaway as Ron Walters. Matter of fact, Walters going in turn 3. Here comes Paul Bajanic on his way down to turn 3. Ron Walters not in a whole lot of traffic, but right now, we've got, and actually Ron Walters is actually on the tail end of the lead lap. Everybody else is a lap down. And so, yeah, I'm sure he'll be very interested. And if he can get past the 45 there, and looks like he will. Careful, trying to squeeze on past Mike Berg. And I think he'll have some more clean air. Yes, he will. Well, that's Ashton Rice right in front of him. But it's still relatively clean air in front of him. Maybe he'll be able to turn a little bit better laps. Because right now he's showing 11.8 between him and the leader. Paul Bajanic continuing to lead, work his way through the field. Harold Rothery in a nice solid position. Everybody's kind of just holding station here at the moment. That gap now 3.2 seconds between Rothery and your leader, Paul Bajanic. Now, Paul, he's also leading the overall championship. That's the drivers that participate in all three series. And it's actually been pretty much a two-horse race between Paul Bajanic and Ron Walters. Now, Ron, he's missed a few races here and there, so that's put him at a little bit of a disadvantage, obviously. I'll tell you, Paul Bajanic, he's had multiple wins this season across the three different series. He's just been having an all-around solid season. And I know he's got to feel good about that. You know, he's had his share of bad luck, even not last week, but yesterday with the late models. Well, I tell you, he was looking like he was gearing up to maybe try to get the win with only a couple of laps to go. It wasn't a couple of laps to go. I think it was a little bit more than that. But his internet connection let go on him, and by the time he got back, obviously he was multiple laps down. And hey, that's something that every iRacer faces every week or every race. El Rothery trying to get clear of the 98, and he does. And he hasn't gotten to the point where he's right behind the leader, and that they're getting around catching this traffic so quickly that once he does catch, I think that might be Paul Bajanic. You see these three in front. It's Mike Berg, Chris Page, and who is that? The 78 there, Sarah Oliver. And I think the truck in front of them, I think that is your leader right there, because Harold, he's in second position. 1, 2, 3. No, that might be the 49 of Ashton Rice, and then it's Paul Bajanic. Oh, he had a little moment there trying to get past the 78 there, Sarah Oliver, and looks like he'll finally complete that pass there. None of that is for position, though, just working his way through the lap traffic. Meanwhile, Ron Walters, he is just trying to get to the checkered flag here tonight. The gap now has grown to 12 seconds. And, Paul Bajanic, he is about 3 seconds behind him. That you just see a truck as it went out of the frame there. As you get to the end of the straightaway, there's Paul Bajanic, your leader. Ron Walters now really starting to get in danger of going a lap down. We do have some green flag pit stops underway. See Ashton Rice, she's making her way down. Oliver Stevens, he's coming in. See Holden, he's just coming into his pit box. Sarah Oliver just taking off from her service. All the 7.7 second stop there, Oliver Stevens. So we got 4 making their way in and out of the off of pit road rather quickly. As you can see, they all lost a couple of laps in the process. That Holden there, actually Holden's 4 laps down. Oliver Stevens making his way out. He's in the 8th position. He's showing 3 laps down. 98 Terrell, see Mike Berg, he's making his way in. More green flag pit stops here. Not surprised. We get a lot of green flag pit stops here in this league. I mean, they really crank out the laps. So lap after lap after lap. Paul Bajanic, he's putting those trucks down a lap or 2 by the time it's all said and done. But it's still Bojanic, Rothery, and Walters. They're still out on track. Paul Bojanic's right there, and Harold Rothery behind him. Now, where's Ron Walters? He's right there. Bojanic is he's a good 2.5 seconds behind Ron Walters. There's Ron right there, and there's your leader, Paul Bojanic. You can see Ron Walters up there trying to work his way through some traffic. Oh boy, look at that! That was a tight move there. Ron Walters trying to thread the needle there. He was the meat in the sandwich there for a minute, but now that's kind of opened up. I'm sure he's glad they got so close together. And he blows past the 49 there, Ashton Rice. And so far, he's able to stay ahead of your leader now, Paul Bojanic. About 4 or 5 trucks between him and Walters. Look like 4, make it 3 as he gets past the 78 there, Sarah Oliver. Next up, Chris Page. As he's fighting to do all of that, Ron Walters, he's got that clean air. But he's got clean air, but he's just not turning the lap times that he really needs to really try to catch up, because he's been steadily, he might be a second a lap slower, or maybe a half a second, because he is just slowly falling further and further back. Harold Rothery, he's right around the 3-second gap now between him and Paul Bojanic, your leader. Starting to get a little bit closer to the halfway point. That'd be about up 82, 83, something like that. Be roughly the halfway point. 82 and a half if you want to be technical about it. Paul Bojanic easing his way through traffic. Ron Walters is boy, getting even closer. Paul Bojanic getting even closer. There's Paul just now coming to the stripe start, lap 68. And as he drives under the 49, Ashton Rice, and that's Ron Walters right in front of him, only 1.2 seconds ahead of Paul Bojanic. And we just started lap 69. So, and that's one of the questions we always wonder. So when does the fuel window, I'm sure they're in their fuel window now. Now on lap 70, but when will they have to come yet? And also, what's holding up better? Is the fuel mileage going to outlast the tires, or are the tires going to give up before where they truly have to come in and pit? Now, last night, Perry Bray, he literally ran out of fuel. Ron Walters running to him, not knowing that he was about to run out of fuel there, and that really changed the complexion of that race. And Joshua Bunkowski benefited from that. So that was pretty exciting. If you haven't seen it, go back and check out that one for the late models last night. That was at the Nashville Fairgrounds. That's where the trucks will be next week. Rothery still working a little bit of traffic. Ron Walters still managing to hold on. I tell you, he's right there. Paul Bojanic is right there, very close now to the 99. Ron Walters trying his best to try to stay on the lead lap. And Paul, I think he knows he's got the pace. He doesn't have to push too hard or try too hard to put Walters a lap down. It'll be interesting to see which one pits first. Because sometimes we've seen Ron Walters go pretty long into a fuel run. And every now and then, you'll see the guys putting that power down. It gets a little bit loose on them. And boy, Paul Bojanic, he is right there. And looks like he's finally going to have to get on by. You know, sometimes if you're just trying to maybe cruise along, not keeping that same rhythm going might mess you up just a little bit. And, you know, I think, yeah, Ron Walters, he's coming down on the pit road here on lap 78. So it is time for him to get fuel. And let's see if he gets a full complement of tires. We know a lot of times he might just do a right side 2-tire stop. So we'll see what happens. And he gets to his pit box there. And I think I just saw the jack come back down. And I think he is going to get a full set of tires because we're at lap 80. So we're close to the halfway point, only maybe 3 laps away. So he pretty much made it to the halfway point. Harold Rothery now making his way on the pit road. Giving up that second position. Well, the other trucks behind them were a couple of laps down anyway, so he might not have given up anything. And let's see, he's just now getting to his pit box. I thought he would have been there already, unless he got a little disoriented looking for where his pit stall was. He's still in the second position, but it seemed like he took a little longer to get to his pit box than I thought he would. It doesn't look like he's taking any tires, and looks like he's just getting fuel at the halfway point here. Who knows, he might be betting on a caution later on or a late fuel stop for the leader. He is falling down there. Oh, and the caution is out. Oh my goodness. And he did not need that. And I believe it was Ron Walters. He must have spun or something. Something caused the caution there. And Paul Bojanic was just coming down into the pits. And let's see what happens. It might have just been a spin there for Ron Walters. And so there he is all by himself coming out on the front stretch. And oh yeah, there it was. And it just got away from him and did manage. Oh boy, almost had a collision there with Matt Holden, but he did manage to keep it off the wall. So that's what triggered the caution. And Paul Bojanic, he's already on his way out. That was a 15-second stop. Now, he might have gotten tires. And, oh, my goodness, Ron Walters basically, now, he caused the caution, so he can't get a lap back. He did go a lap down, but this is an interesting situation. He is in the lucky dog position if we get another caution, as long as he's not involved in it. And boy, Harold Rothery, that was terrible timing. He was on pit road for a long time, 49 seconds in his pit box. He ended up losing 3 laps. He's 3 laps down with about half the field. Now, I don't know if he'll race past that. So he's got some positions that he can make up. He'll be battling with Chris Page. Now, I see some of those drivers, they're coming down pit road. They're all banking on getting fuel, and everybody's coming in. Just about everybody's coming in. Not every, Paul Bojanic, he's staying out because he pitted on lap 84. Walters pitted on lap 77. But your leader did stay out, so Ron's not getting a lap back this time around. And where's Harold Rothery? He also, now Harold Rothery, he is going to, okay, so where is Paul Bojanic? Is Paul Bojanic right behind them? Actually, Paul Bojanic is behind him and Ron Walters. So, wow, this is interesting how this is working out. There's Harold Rothery. There's Ron Walters right behind them. Now, they're in between your leader, Paul Bojanic, and the pace car. So that means when we get the one to go, I think somebody's going to get a wave around. And I think I just saw Harold Rothery take off, and he's heading on around. How about Ron Walters? Yep. So Ron Walters will get, I believe he'll get back up on the lead lap, but that will put Rothery, that should put him only 2 laps down.
Green flag.
And as they're coming around, boy, that was weird. I'm surprised they didn't fade that off and restart. Yeah, I kind of thought they were going to do that because they weren't even ready to get going. Both Harold Rothery and Ron Walters, everybody was trying to get caught up to the caution there. So good, somebody threw the caution because they definitely were not ready to get going. So let's see if they get ready to get everybody all lined up here. Now Ron Walters, let's see. Walters, he's still showing a lap down. Now I thought, let's see what happens when he crosses the start-finish line this time. He's going around, and he's still showing a lap down. Not sure what's okay. There he is. Now he's on the tail end of the lead lap, and let's see, Harold Rothery. He's in the 6th position, and he's still 3 laps down. But he's the first truck that's 3 laps down. He's right smack dab in the middle of the field, in that 6th position. So Walters, he did manage to get back on the lead lap, and I'm wondering where iRacing is going to place him. Probably place him at the end of the longest line, I would imagine, right behind Matt Holden there. But it looks like the field is all caught up now, ready to go. And we might get the one to go next time around, but looks like everybody's where they're supposed to be now. Only the 2nd caution, and I believe this was basically a competition caution because it seemed like a really quick restart. And I think the lights are still on the pace truck. Yes, they are. So we'll get at least one more caution lap here. Nobody's coming down on pit road. Ron Walters is still back there trying to find out where he's supposed to be. Harold Rothery's right in the middle of that pack. So he'll be in an interesting spot there. Actually, not that far. He's right there close to your leader. He'll be interested in trying to get up there and get one of his laps back. Don't spin those tires like Paul did in the qualifier. Now, the lights are out on the pace car, and getting him in the restart gear. Pace car down on pit road. It'll be lap 96 on the restart.
Green flag, green
We
flag.
got the green flag. ViRL Racing once again. And that is not for position, Terrell Rice. It's basically just Paul Bajanic and Ron Walters. But Walters, he's at the tail end of the field, because he got his lap back under caution there. So he had to go to the tail end of the longest line. A lot of traffic to work his way through, but he is in the 2nd position behind Mike Berg there. Chris Page up on that high side. Rothery right there, right behind Paul Bajanic. 6th position, 3 laps down. He'd love to get one of those laps back, even if he has to do it the hard way. Paul Bajanic, they're teammates, but he may not be that generous. If you give Harold Rothery a chance, and that could come back to bite you pretty hard. And a lot of that happened. Boy, that was just bad timing. The way that caution came out, right when he's on pit road, and that's what got him stuck there. And of course, he was on pit road for a long time anyway. I'm not exactly sure what happened for him to be on pit road for such a long period of time. But hey, that's racing. Anything can happen. Usually does. Ron Walters trying to make his way up through the field. Right now, working on trying to get past Clay Rice. He basically now just has to catch Paul Bajanic, see if he can challenge him for the lead there. Of course, Ron hasn't been turning the fastest of laps. Looking at their best laps, not exactly sure when they turned them. Paul Bajanic, his best lap was a 15.17. Ron's was a 15.37, so he's a couple of tenths off of Paul Bajanic's, as far as best times. Matter of fact, now there's a link in the description for timing and scoring, so you can go look down there, and that'll open up a browser window, and you can see all sorts of neat information there. Looking at the lap times here.
The yellow flag is
Oh,
out.
oh no, Harold Rothery in trouble. Got a caution, and I think I just saw him. There he is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's got some engine damage. He made a contact, and yeah, oh my goodness, the front of that truck is banged. Oh, and you know, we don't have fast repairs, and that is going to be a lengthy pit stop for the number one there, Harold Rothery, as he makes his way on down pit road. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened here. And so there's Harold right there. And oh, let's see, did he got on the power a little too hard, and oh, and that was enough of a hard hit on the inside wall there to cause some pretty significant damage to that engine. So he's making his way down to the pit box. Who knows, Harold may end up in the booth with us here if he's got a lengthy pit stop here. And we're only at lap 109, so he'll definitely have a chance to get back out into the race. Of course, he'll be multiple laps down, but at that point he'll just be turning laps. So he looks like he's getting his left side tires on, and now he's just gonna have to sit and wait and see how this is gonna turn out for him here. So we are under caution, Paul Bajanic. And let's see, are we one to go? No, we're going to have at least one more lap before we get the one to go. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Final Five Playoffs, round number 2 for the Truck Series here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we're back, and pace car is down on pit road, and the restart, and Ron Walters right there with him, and I got Harold in the booth with me. Hey, Harold, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, I tell you, oh man, that wall got you, huh?
Yeah, it was a tough night. It was a tough night. These guys, Ron and Paul, battling it out. It's tough coming back from 3 months off. Had to get the cobwebs out of the computer and off the keyboard, but I had fun. Had loads of fun.
Absolutely. Well, I was telling the audience, man, you sure picked a tough track to come back on, and so.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was last year. Pulled back or something, but hey, I'm glad to be here. You're doing a great job. Great league to be in.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
Thanks for everything you do.
Yeah, man, I tell you, man, we love you guys put on a great show every week. And boy, I tell you, Ron, he's been struggling a little bit. You know, lap time wise, I think he's about a couple of tenths down on pace compared to Paul Bajanic, because you know, this is probably the closest he's been to him all race long.
He was complaining about the brake, so he must be running the brake a lot.
Okay.
But here it seems like slow is fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Ron's pushing a little harder into the corner than Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Paul is.
Now,
you can see the backfire, the flame coming out of the pipe.
Right.
Paul's coming out a little bit earlier than Ron is.
Right. Yeah.
and then he slams on the brake. So he said he's having some brake issues.
Yeah.
Hey, he beat me, so he's doing something right.
Yeah, like you said yourself, man. You've been inactive for quite a while, and it ain't like you forgot how to drive a truck, but it's like anything, if you don't use it, you get a little rusty. You got to, like you say, you got to shake that rust off a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody out there that hasn't been involved in iRacing, they call it a simulator for a reason. It's tough. It's not. It's a lot of people call it a video game. It's a simulator. It's a tough to pick up.
Absolutely, man. I tell you, but it's coming to its own, back from probably, back when COVID first hit, and then iRacing just blew up in popularity, and just online gaming in general too. And but I mean, it was an absolute explosion. But esports, they've got, it's a niche sport, but still, they've done well for themselves, and really been recognized as a legitimate thing now.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see Paul and Ron. They deserve this. I think Paul's got the championship wrapped up in all three divisions. So good for you.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that, because I know he's got it. I know he's got it wrapped up here. He's got a couple of 100 points lead on Kerry Breaker. Kerry's not here tonight, so that pretty much blows that wide open anyway.
Right.
And but now let's see. Now he's only 14 points ahead of Joshua Bunkowski. See.
Okay.
And now go back and look at that. If you didn't see the broadcast last night, did you see it?
Yeah.
That was a crazy finish. I actually thought Joshua was going to leapfrog him, but he missed out by 14 points. And so wow.
Right.
And they still have, I think they still have 2 more races to go, because that was round 3 for the late models. So they're a week ahead of the trucks and the street stocks.
Yeah, that's an exciting league. Exciting guys there racing, and it's been fun this year watching. Had a blast watching you guys, but can't wait for this next season to get started. Get back behind the sim more and race more with you guys.
10-4, because we'll be having our summer series, and that'll be a shorter series, only 10 weeks, and that'll take us into the fall. And I mean, you know how summertime is. Folks are doing stuff, and so it's expected that not everybody can be everywhere, especially when you got other activities planned there in real life and stuff, But Ron, he's trying to hold on here, like his last lap.
I think he'll, as long as he be patient, just wait it out.
Now, this is interesting because Paul's last lap was a 15.72 and Ron's was a 15.78. So that's not, I mean, he's kind of right there. Paul just turned a 15.69 to Ron's 15.7. So it's, now, of course, you know how it is when you hit that lap traffic. And
That's right. That's going to be the difference.
Yeah.
Catching them is one thing, and passing them is another.
Absolutely, man. I tell you, they haven't been too. I mean,
He's patient. Ron's patient around the other drivers, but Paul seems like he's smooth and
which is odd because, like you said, Ron is good at being patient, but I guess he just takes his time getting through there, making sure he doesn't have any problems.
I just noticed Ron's running a Toyota. That might be a problem.
Has he been running a Toyota this whole time?
I'm sure he has.
What does Paul got? Paul's running a Chevy? Chevy, okay, yeah.
He's going to get kicked out of Misfits running a Toyota.
Uh-oh.
I'm have to say something to him.
Oh, man, that almost looked like maybe it was just my eyes. It almost looked like the back end stepped out on Paul there just a little bit. Boy, man, I tell you what happened at the start of the race. I mean, the heat qualified looked like Ron was, I mean, not Ron, but Paul was warming his tires up. Something went terribly wrong.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, it looked like the AI. That's what the AI car was doing. It looked like it was where it set the tires up and spun Paul out. That's a heck of a format. I love that format. Qualifying. He was back in the Saturday night.
Right.
Short track race.
Yeah. Hey, somebody, Doug Rothery, I assume that's a family member of yours. Is that your dad? That's your dad? And I guess he's wondering where you're at. He just put in the chat there, hey, what the hell? What's going on? Where's Harold at? Oh, you know what that means? You're going to have a debrief tonight now, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Debriefing.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I got a little impatient. Like I said, the track got slick. Going into the corner, just I don't know. Not that I was driving it any different, but that rear end just stepped out. I wasn't on the brake bias like I should have been. And, I haven't been in the seat for a while, and
Right.
it got me. So sorry, Dad. I'll be back again, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, hey, tell them they let me in the gate. I had to show my ID and stuff, but they let me in.
That's right. So,
Ron.
hey, I'm gonna let you guys. You call the race, and great to hear from you, man. Great to be here, and good luck to Paul and Ron and all the other guys that's running. And hopefully, I'll be back next Thursday at Nashville.
10-4, buddy. We'll see you later, man.
All right, see you, bub.
Okay, that. And now 21, make it 20 laps to go. And Paul Bajanic, just another day at the office. And the gap now is just about 6 seconds. Ron Walters, he's been trying to hang in there. And he's been running some pretty, when he's not in traffic, he's actually as fast as Paul. Paul just turned a 15.86. Ron did a 16.19. So, you know, maybe it's a little too late, but he's close to matching Paul Bajanic. But Paul Bajanic still has just a little bit of an advantage by a few tenths or a few hundredths of a second there. Yeah, I think Ron Walters giving up maybe 2 or 3 tenths a lap. You see the gap now is 7 seconds. Now 17 laps remaining, and I believe we only had one caution for a spin, and the other one was like just an admin caution because they had a premature restart there. And the rest of the field, let's see, the 98 there, Terrell Rice, he's 2 laps down. Oliver Stevens is in the 4th position. They're all kind of mixed up. Oliver Stevens and the next 2 or 3 trucks are 3 laps down. Sarah Oliver is in that 6th position. She's the first truck that's 4 laps down. And I'm guessing Harold Rothery, his truck is, I wonder if his truck is still on pit road. No, he decided to put it behind the wall because it was probably too much repair time to get the engine repaired. Now 13 laps to go. Paul Bajanic, now all he has to do, I'll tell you, and this is going to absolutely blow this championship wide open. He already had a 200 point lead, over 200 points ahead of Kerry Bray. Kerry couldn't make it here tonight, so, and Kerry knows that it's probably over, you know, and that happens too when you get to the end of the season, and if the outcome is pretty, you can see it already, and you know, sometimes folks, they'll say, we'll just call it a season. I mean, that may be the case, it may not. He might be back with the with the late models next week. We'll have to wait and see. But this is definitely now. Ron Walters is still running, and sure he's going to finish second, so he's going to get a decent haul of points here. But as far as the over, both him and Paul Bajanic, they're the only two that actually were eligible for the league overall championship. Those guys that participate in all three series. And like Harold was saying, Paul, he's just been running. Boy, he has just been running away with everything this season. This has been one heck of a season for Paul Bajanic. He has been absolutely on fire. You know, he's had his share of bad luck too, but that perseverance, and he's really hung in there. Now 7 laps to go, just working the traffic. And he is well on his way to winning the overall league championship as well. In addition to the truck series here, he pretty much got that wrapped up, as well as the street stocks. Now the late models, that's still up in the air. That is every bit up in the air, and he is just going to have to get after it. The next 2 races, that one is going to be close, and so that one definitely not decided at all. Coming to the stripe, make it 4 laps to go. Walters obviously now he can kind of cruise to that second place finish, because third place Terrell Rice is 2 laps down, so he's not going to have to worry about having to try to fight his way through anything or trying to get up there. So he should be okay for getting that second place finish. And now is the time to just bring it on home. Paul Bajanic, meanwhile, they're both kind of working the traffic. 2 laps to go. He'll be getting the white flag this time around. Coming out of turn 4. White flag is now in the air. Final lap here for Paul Bajanic. Been a good race. Boy, it started off a little crazy in that heat qualifier, but main thing is how it ends, and it ends with a win here for Paul Bajanic at the Bullring. So we can't say it was an uneventful race at all. A very eventful race for Paul Bajanic, but once he got back up to the front, he was able to make it happen. So Paul Bajanic coming away with the win here tonight at the Bullring. And I think he's trying to wait for the traffic to go by so he can try to do a donut. This track's even smaller. Is there room to even do a donut? We'll find out. Unless it's the fuel. Now there he is. Yeah, he's got room. Plenty of room. Yeah. Paul Bajanic on a roll. Oh. With Ron Walters in that nice second place finish there. Paul celebrating his win, and maybe he'll just park it right there, I guess. And with Ron Walters pulling on up there, and we'll go ahead and grab these guys and up to the winner's circle here. Where's Ron at? We'll get him on up here, and we'll head on down there with him. Hey, okay, folks, we're down here with your 2 top finishers here, Paul Bajanic and Ron Walters. Man, I tell you, what a crazy starting in even in the qualifier, but it sure ended well, man. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, I know. Don't know what happened with that qualifying thing. I don't know if I got taken out before it started or when it started. I don't know. All I know is zigzagging through cars the wrong way. That's all I know.
Yeah, for a minute I thought you were warming up your tires, and then
I was going straight, and I just spun out, and I didn't know if obviously the guy took me out, cut my rear end out.
Wow.
Because I was just going straight and just started spinning. I was like, what do I do wrong now?
But hey, man, the outcome ended up good, man. So congratulations.
Yes, I'm still online. Everything's good.
Yeah,
And,
a lot better than last night, that's for sure.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
10 for me. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just Harold, man, for showing up. You know, how cool was that? I didn't know if he was still alive or what. But, so then he threatened us that he might come back next week. So I don't know about that. But obviously, Ron, he's an awesome dude to run with, and it's just fun doing this, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations again.
Just a shout out to my daughter in Alaska.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Chilling and enjoying life.
Uh-huh.
But cool. That's about it, though.
10 for man. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
Brother.
10 for.
Hold on, Paul.
Yeah,
Don't leave me, Paul.
Hey, Ryan, you got a copy.
I got you, Tony.
Man, I tell you, it was kind of a little bit of a tough race for you out there tonight, man. But you hung in there, man. Boy, I tell you, and you managed to get back on that lead lap, get that second place finish, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tony. I'm so up and down here. I'm trying to finish the top three, or I'm finishing last place. Those last place finishes really started eating at me, and I feel bad about them, because I had a chance to make the championship interesting, even with the races I missed. But when I blow it, finish last place, that just eats at me, terrible.
Well,
and props to Paul there for dominating the thing. I had to really focus hard just to try to not keep it from wrecking. Don't spin out, don't hit the wall. And I was trying to save tires, but Paul come up and lapped us, and he really had it going on. He's got something up his sleeve with his way.
That new Yankee candle.
Yeah.
Good for
He's
man.
got a candle, smells like burning rubber in his house there.
Anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, thanks for Harold. I hope he come up there and visit you for a little while, and you, Tony, we appreciate this, man. And I'm ready to get this over because I'm missing a couple more races next week. I'm out of town again.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, but
What I owe you.
I'm happy. It seems like the tracks that are easy tracks are the ones that bite you, and the ones that I guess you already got in your mind it's going to be hard. So be careful. I just need to learn to be careful on all tracks.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, good job for both of you, and we will see you guys next week.
All right, Tony. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, folks. Well, that'll do it for tonight, and boy, I tell you, and actually that will do it for this week. And boy, what a week it has been. Let's go ahead and bring up the final results here for the race here. Paul Bajanic gets the win there. Ron Walters P2, Terrell Rice third, Clay Rice fourth, and Harold Rothry. Well, yeah, Harold Rothry had that wreck there with the engine, and that pretty much put him out of contention. But good to see him back here racing once again, and so yeah, we might see him again next week. I think he said with maybe next week with trucks, and so we'll see how that works out. And but now it's time to get back to the street stocks, and it'll be round 3 for the street stocks this coming Tuesday. It's the Simpson Detailing 175 at Southern National. Boy, that's gonna be a fun one as well. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you'll know every time we go live. So for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.